Hi, Doug. How are you? Hi, Steve. Hi, Diab. Hi, Moonbeam. Hi, Shelly. How are you guys? Hey, Sam. When you're worried, you won't get what you want. Do you? So Shelly, when you're worried, that's when you want to practice this, right? So how I explain it, Shelly, is that when, let's say you have a concern on your mind, an unfavorable story on your mind, just know that just by you just softening your body, relaxing your body as much as you can, you are still in solution mode. Even in that slight discomfort, when you're just relaxing your body as much as you can, even though it doesn't feel good, you actually are still moving forward, Shelly. That's why I always say, like, you don't have to be perfect, right? You're keeping it to yourself because you know enough now. You're keeping it to yourself. You're worried about something. You have a concern. You have a story there. But you know more now, right? You know more now. So you know to keep it to yourself. You know to relax your body. So I always want to say, even though the story's there, but you're still doing the relaxing practices, you actually are still moving forward. You are still in flow. Just keep relaxing your body. Keep softening your body. Even in that discomfort, it will pass. It will work out. And you'll see that it worked out. And you'll start to trust this more. Does that make sense? So again, what I say, keep that to yourself, soften your body, right? Relax your body. It's all about getting yourself back into that solution mode and shifting the energy. But like I said, you don't have to be perfect, Shelly. So just relax, soften your body. You know it's all going to work out. You know you're taken care of. You know the end result of this. Hi, Linda. Oh, that's so good, Diab. I love that. I'm doing good, Moonbeam. How are you? Hey, Tail. Hey, Madison. How are you? With this practice, what do we persist in or with? You're only persisting in relaxing, Diab. That's all you're persisting in. You're persisting in relaxing practices. You're persisting in those moments where you're feeling relaxed and appreciating those moments, right? Being in the state of appreciation is so powerful. So when you're, in a cozy blanket and you're warm, you're being aware of those moments, right? And that's such a strong energy to be in. So you're practicing that. That's what you're practicing appreciation. You're practicing relaxing. You're practicing doing nothing, literally. That's what you're persisting in. Everything else will take care of itself, okay? Everything else will take care of itself, guys. I love being in my cozy. Exactly, right, Linda? That's what it's all about. It's like when I cannot wait to get my drink. I cannot wait. I get so excited to get out and get my drink. I was literally just having a conversation with my son about these techniques, and I was showing him all the stuff that I've done so far. And he's young, but I tell him, you have your whole life ahead of you. Don't stress about this stuff. I'm teaching him about this energy, about making that shift and being in this energy. You got to master solution mode. You need to practice it, but you need to know what it feels like first, right? You need to know what it feels like to be in that solution mode, to watch things unfold for you, to watch things always work in your favor. You need to practice it in your everyday life and watch how things are always working out for you. Then you'll even in your bigger manifestations start to unfold as well. You start to become more aware of those things. Remember this, guys. You planned all this before you got here. This was a plan you made before you got here. You're just becoming aware of it now. You're only practicing solution mode. You're only practicing receiving mode, allowing mode. That's all you're doing. That's if you want to call it work, that's your only work, is to practice relaxing, a practice being in the state of appreciation. That's all allowing mode. That's all receiving mode. That's all you're ever doing. That is literally the practice. You want to master that. You want to master that. Hey, Sally. That's all right, it's all right, Kennedy. It's okay, girl. Listen, Kennedy. Here's the thing. You don't know what's happening on the other side. And you're not supposed to know. But you have no idea that part. Like I always say, I wasn't really one to do that, because I was like, it's just letting you know to get back in the zone and focus on you. That's what that's letting you know. When you check something, Kennedy, or anyone, and you're searching outside of you for something and you're not getting what you see, it's letting you know you got to go back. You got to bring that back to you. You got to focus on you more. You got to make you the priority. You got to relax more, rest more, right? And you just keep doing these practices. That's all it's telling you. Because, Kennedy, the story doesn't matter, right? The story doesn't matter. It's a limitation. It's a limitation. So just, what you're seeing is nothing. It doesn't mean anything. It's just letting you know you have a limitation there. So we just relax. We do the practices again. Literally, that's all you're doing. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Trust me, it's all going to work out the way you want it, Kennedy. But you really want to bring that energy back to yourself. Yep. So, Carrie, this is what I tell my son. When you're hearing something that doesn't feel good to you and you don't want to hear it, you have to block it out and listen. It's just sound. It's just sound. That's all it is. You got to practice doing the practices. And I know you're saying you're doing it, but you got to get calm and you got to relax, because it's literally just a limiting belief. Remember, guys, it's only you and your energy. It's only you and your energy and your limiting beliefs. You're having your own experience. So when you stay calm, you release that limitation. I just seen a car drive by, 66666. How do you change the topic when someone is talking about something negative? You have to stay calm. So first, when you're, Sam, if that's upsetting you, is that affecting you? If that's you can be around these kinds of things, Sam, and you can be so stable and secure in your energy that it doesn't affect you. You understand that. Not everybody knows that. So if it's still affecting you, Sam, you still have a limit. It's a limitation within you, and it's telling you to practice this more, to get calm, to see it differently, and have compassion for people that don't know this and don't understand this. But if it's affecting you, you're going to keep experiencing it. So the only thing it's telling you, Sam, is that you need to practice calmness more in those situations. You have to relax more in those situations, so you can stop matching it and stop experiencing it. Does that make sense? It's very simple. It's very simple what we're doing here. We're literally only practicing relaxing. That's all you're ever doing. You're only practicing relaxing. You're practicing being your own source of happiness, not needing anything outside of you to feel good. I can feel good on my own. I don't need anything outside of me to feel good. I don't need anything outside of me to change so I can feel good. And that's when everything changes, okay? I know, it's very contradicting. Life is a mirror. Life is always reflecting back to you where you're at. Wherever you're at. It's very truthful. It's very honest when you're being honest. Ooh, I didn't like that. Let me get calm. Let me get quiet. Let me release that limitation. Let me release that limiting belief. And that keeps you moving forward, right? And then and like I said, you may still continue to see these things, but they're not affecting you anymore, right? And that's when they completely disappear from your reality, from your experience. So, see, Kennedy, that's the thing. So you just know where you're at now. The fact that it didn't affect you. That's awesome. That's very empowering, Kennedy, to see something that, you know, you looked, because as I said, I can scroll through TikTok and I can use it to my advantage to practice being stable and secure and not allowing things to affect me, right? So you can use these things, like Kennedy saying she looked at the 3D and she realized it didn't even affect her as much as it normally would have in the past. Well, that just lets you know how much you've grown, right? How much more stable you are in your energy. Yes, Diab, because the more you do these practices, people can't pick on you. If somebody's picking on you, they're affecting you. Right? They're able to get to you. It's the same thing, Diab. So the more you practice this, the more you stay calm. If someone's being mean to you or picking on you, and you're staying calm and quiet in that moment, and you're just relaxing, yes, it may upset you a little, but the more you practice this, the less you're going to experience that in your reality. People won't be able to pick on you anymore because you release that from your reality by not it's all about reacting. It's 100% reacting. If you're still reacting to somebody being mean to you, you're going to keep experiencing it. But you know more now. You know you're moving towards best in each moment. You know you only need to relax when somebody's picking on you because you know more, guys. We know more now. So if someone's picking on you, if someone's being mean to you, you got to practice this because you know more. You know you got to get calm. You know you got to get quiet. You got to stabilize your energy in that moment. And that's when you're going to stop experiencing those things. What do you do when someone lies? You don't do anything. Just focus on yourself and keep moving forward. Let people be who they want to be. Don't judge people either. If somebody's lying to you, you're caring too much about what other people are doing outside of you. Focus more on yourself, feeling good on your own, and being your own source of happiness. So you just take your attention away from that and be like, all right, time to focus on me. What do I want to do that feels good? What can I do that feels good? Let me get back in my own lane, back in the zone, and get back focusing on yourself. That's okay, mindful, because why? You have a fear of going back to old patterns. And guess what? That's not a bad spot to be in because you're so aware now, mindful. You're so aware. If you're practicing relaxing, you're never going to go back to old patterns. If you're doing my practices, you're never going to go back to old patterns. You're always going to get better at this. You're going to master being in the receiving mode. You're practicing relaxing, you're doing relaxing practices, and you're practicing being in the state of appreciation. Those two things over and over and over again. The more you do it, the more you understand what it feels like to be in solution mode. It's easy to make that shift, and that energy is going to win. It's one shift you're making. It just takes practice to make that shift because we have to deprogram our mind. If he's telling me he doesn't want me, love me, can it change? Yeah, but you can't be focused on that, Carrie. You're too focused on something outside of you needing to change first, right? Everything will change, Carrie, but you got to make it about you. It's got to be all about you. It's got to be about Carrie feeling good no matter what's happening outside of her. You got to do these practices in those moments. You got to stay calm. You got to stay quiet. You got to keep it to yourself. You can't be telling people. Don't be going to your friends, family. Don't be talking about what's going on in your life to anyone, Carrie. Keep it to yourself, okay? And you got to do these practices. You have to be consistent. Listen, guys, the practices are easy. They're easy. You got to relax more. You're literally just doing relaxing practices. That's all you're doing. And you want to practice being in the state of appreciation. I was ghosted and I'm trying not to overreact and cry. Just relax and stay calm. Just relax. It's only giving you an opportunity to focus on yourself. That's all that is. Being ghosted is giving you an opportunity to focus on yourself. Appreciation mindful is so easy. Appreciation is when you are drinking your cup of tea and coffee and you're really and you're in that moment. It's when you're eating a really good meal and it's like, this is so good. That's appreciation. It's when you're laughing with friends. It's being aware of those moments and being aware of what that feels like to be so cozy in your blanket, right? To be in the sunshine. That's appreciation. That's the state of appreciation. So you want to practice that. That's what I added to my most recent audio is out, guys. So I have the audio. If you guys already know because you got it. For anyone who had the 5-hour audio, I uploaded the hour to it automatically. So you automatically got it for free. I'm leaving that price up for a little bit, but you can also get it by itself, the most recent audio. It's called Solution Mood, but it has a lot about appreciation in it. Remember, I learn as I go as well. And I find easier ways for you guys to stay in solution mode, allowing mode, and to do those practices. That's all you're doing. It's one shift that's going to change your life forever. Literally, in each moment, you're always going to be being led to the best case scenario. Always. I'm not Italian, but everybody asks me that. It's so funny because I talk with my hands. I've always talked with my hands, always. But no, I'm not Italian, but I do this too all the time. It's so funny. Our reality becomes better when we work on our mindset. Yes, Dina, yes. And you're not even working on your mindset, guys. Like, you're not working on anything. You're just... I know it sounds like so easy and it sounds like, what is she talking about? But literally, you're so unlimited. So you got to really ask questions. There's easier ways to do this. We know more now. Everything you once done, you planned all this before you got here. Like, you hear this is the time of awakening. It literally is. Everybody's waking up to the fact that, they're here to live in, this is it's supposed to be a fun experience. We're here to live amazing lives. We all have access to this energy flow, universal forces, the flow state, the solution mode of receiving mode. But we got to practice it. You got to practice it because you got to deprogramming your mind from all the programming. It's all the programming that you picked up over time. You got to deprogram. You deprogram that by relaxing. Everything else takes care of itself. Everything else falls into place, guys. You're not doing anything to manifest. That's keeping you in another cycle. That's another program. When you're doing things to manifest, it's another program that you're setting up for yourself in your mind. You're not doing anything to manifest. You're doing nothing to manifest. You're doing nothing. That's it. That's how you get into the allowing mode, into the receiving mode. You're relaxing more. You're resting more. You're, like I said, the state of appreciation. That's the most powerful state you can be in. Meditation. Start a meditation practice. Again, relaxing practices like getting back into your body in each moment. Reminding yourself to get back into your body in each moment. This is you always in solution mode. I keep getting the same thought trigger no matter how much I relax. When it comes up, it goes away. Melzy, some stories are just very dominant in our lives. It's just a very dominant story, but trust me, you're doing everything perfect. You're doing everything perfect. I had things pop up for a while until I made that shift out of that story. And then everything starts to flow in. So just know that when it's there, it's not manifesting. It's not getting worse. It's actually getting better by you just relaxing as much as you can, even though it doesn't feel good. It's helping you do this practice. Eventually what happens, Melzy, is that even if it does show up in your reality, you get to a place where it's like you're non-reactive towards it. And that's when it has to go away. And that's when the things that are best start to take their place. They start to roll in. So just know, guys, you're always moving forward with these practices. Yeah, I had plenty of stories, guys, that kept popping up. But you get so good at this. You get so good at knowing that, okay, even if the story's there, it's not manifesting. It's not getting worse. Thanks, Stesso. And hi, Stesso. It's not getting worse. It's still actually working in your favor. And you'll see that in your life. Like, I've had things where, like, I told this story before. I was driving into the city. I don't like driving into the city. There's no parking. I never drove to this place by myself. It was my first time. And I know how there's no parking there. You got to like park 5 blocks away. And I knew that. I had that story playing in my head. I was getting anxiety as I was getting closer, but I still was doing my practices. And because I still did my practices, even though I knew the story of how there's no parking, it's so congested down there, I got the best spot, right? Like literally, and I didn't have to park. I pulled right in. It was literally right across. You couldn't get any better than what I got, right? And there was like 30 people, 35 people go into the same place. And there's already congestion down there as it is. And I got there early. So it was too good to be true, but that's because I did my practices. It didn't mean I didn't have this dominant story of how this area is. And I know there's always congestion and I know there's no parking, but because I did my practices, it had to work out in my favor. So like I said, you may not feel good. You may be nervous. You may have anxiety. But if you're just keeping that to yourself and you're just softening your body and you're relaxing your body and you're doing these practices, it has to work in your favor. And see, that's the thing. You're going to start to see that more in your reality, how easy this is. And again, that'll happen less and less because you just know how this works. You know everything always works in your favor. Hi, Edwin. Just my accent relaxes you. Right? They do, Melzy. And guess what? These practices, this is just the beginning, guys. You're just practicing this now. Wait till you make that shift completely. Your life's going to change forever. Right? Like I said, you're deprogramming right now. A lot of us are at first you're deprogramming. You're breaking through limitations. You're breaking through limiting beliefs. But once you make that total shift and you're always in flow and you're always in solution mode, your life, it does get magical. It does feel like, it feels very exciting. It feels very exciting. You know, you're a master at it. You're in control. You're in control of your emotions, you could say. You actually are in control. You're always taken care of. You're always provided. It's like, you know, I'm always going to be taken care of because you know how to access that energy. It's so, yes. And like you're saying, Edwin, like relaxing, guys. So these are I like to go over the few things that shifted my energy drastically. The few things that shifted my energy drastically, I can't speak sometimes. And that's why you see I share this stuff all the time, is relax your face throughout the day. Start with your face all throughout the day. Stop. Is my face relaxed? We carry a lot of tension in our face. Relax your face, drop your shoulders, and take that breath out. You'll see that you're carrying tension, right? So that's resistance. That's resistance. So that's helping you break through limitations. So keep doing that throughout the day. You're always in flow when you do that. Just always tell yourself, I'm in flow. I'm in flow. I'm in flow. So you're reminding yourself you're in flow. Okay, relax my face. That was something that I seen major shifts in my reality when I did that practice. Another one that I did, and this one's even more recent, is understanding what it feels like to be in a state of appreciation. I know about a state appreciation. It's the strongest state you can be in. It's even stronger than meditation. I know this because I listened to Abraham for so long, but I've never actually really was so aware that this is what it is. It's when you're, like I said, you're enjoying that cup of tea, that cup of coffee, when you're watching TikToks that you love, that feel good, the smell of a home-cooked meal, taking your first sip of your favorite drink and drinking your favorite drink, when you're eating a delicious meal. That's the state of appreciation. When you're cozy in a blanket and you're just like, oh my God, I'm so cozy right now, like before you go to bed. When you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, I'm so cozy, I don't have to get out of bed yet. These are all states of appreciation. That's the most powerful state you can be in. A shower, a bath, anything like that is warm to your body. In those moments, be aware. I see major shifts when I started really understanding, whoa, this is the state of appreciation. Things manifest very quickly when you're in that state. So the state of appreciation, and the relaxing practices throughout the day were the two things that I did where I see major, major, major shifts in my reality, major shifts. So just keep doing those two things. Trying to think if there's anything else. They're the most two recent things. And I share those in the audios as well. Now, I always explain about my audios. My audios are very repetitive. It's me saying the same message, but in different ways, just to brainwash you of how easy this is and reminders of how easy this is. Oh, I love that, Linda. What, isn't that such a great feeling when you go into the store and you're not nervous anymore? And like, you know, I think about me, like I do a whole food shop and I do self-checkout. Like I would have never have done that years ago. I would have been like, heck no, I would have walked right past self-checkout. So you just get so comfortable in your own skin. No, shaking's okay, Carrie. Relax into the shaking. Relax it. Listen, I've had limiting beliefs come up so heavy that I was shaking as well. But you got to stay quiet, Carrie. You got to go within. You got to relax your body as much as you can, okay? And soften your body. And you got to do this practice. You got to make that shift. You got to make that shift to watch how it's going to work out for you, Carrie. You got to break through this limitation. You got to do the practice. You got to soften your body. You got to relax. You got to be able to do this on your own, or else you're always going to be outside of you looking for more information, trying to figure this out, saying there's got to be another way. This is it, guys. This is it. This is the answer. It's all about getting into that, making that shift to solution mood, receiving mood, problem solving mood, right? I don't even like to say problem solving because you're not the problem solver. It takes care of itself. It will work itself out. You don't got to do any work. That's not your job. How do I tell my therapist that I don't want to see her anymore? So Linda, that's in itself part of this, right? That's a limitation on your side. The fact that you feel guilty for leaving your therapist. So just get calm and just relax. It'll work itself out. You'll have the confidence to do it. Do it when you feel confident. Don't force yourself. Don't force yourself, right? So, because then you have more resistance in leaving. You're doing what's best for you, right? But sometimes we have to just let it unfold and not do it because then we cause more resistance. So now you set that intention, Linda, know you're moving towards it. You'll know when the right time is. It's almost like it'll just be like, okay, I'm not doing it. And it'll just, I don't want to come anymore. And it'll just happen. And it'll be very effortless and easy for you. Yeah, because you keep, because it's reacting. It gets you. It gets you, Carrie. That's all. It gets us all. You got to just be consistent. You got to keep practicing it. It's just a limitation, and you're just reacting to it. It's literally, that's all it is, Carrie. That's all it is. And the thing about it is we all have lots of stories over time that we've picked up over time, lots of programming. And you don't got to worry about where it came from or any of that. You don't got to do any of that. You just got to be consistent with the practices. It's literally just a practice that takes practice. That's it. That's it. But you want to master this practice because otherwise you're constantly going to be seeking outside of you, and you're always going to feel like life isn't fair, and you're always going to fall into that victim. You're always going to fall into that victim mindset. So you want to just be consistent with practices. Just Carrie, just know you're always moving forward. Trust me. We all have different limitations. We all have different stories. We all have different backgrounds. We all came from something different. But I'm telling you, it's all the same practice, though. It's all the same practice. I would tell you to use her to, you got to focus on yourself. If anybody blocks you or ghosts you or stops talking to you, all it is saying, hey, you got to focus on you. You got to focus on yourself. You got to be your own source of happiness. You got to learn how to feel good on your own. You can't be needing somebody or something outside of you to make you feel good. If somebody ghosted you and stopped talking to you and it's hurting your feelings and it's upsetting you, it's saying, hey, time to focus on feeling good on your own. That's all that's telling you. That's all. So if you just focus on yourself. Yes, right? Right, Tammy? It's all about solution mode, literally. You're always in it. When you do this practice, your life's always going to run smooth. Like today I was working on some of my stuff, like this morning, like the audios and all that. And so I had it wasn't a hiccup, but it was like, oh God, like, okay, I know how to get calm. I know how to relax. I know how to stay calm. It always works out. It put me right into a different direction, and it worked out even better than I could have planned, right? That, like I said, there really are no hiccups. Everything's always running smooth. You just gotta stay calm. It'll work out. Can you please share tips about getting out of a victim state of mind? Eve, it's everything that I talk about. It's how you get out of a victim state of mind is by making that shift. You got to do the practices first, though. You got to practice relaxing. You got to practice relaxing. You got to be being your own source of happiness too, Eve. But relaxing leads you to that. That's why I always talk about relaxing, because relaxing, you got to start with practicing non-reaction. Non-reaction will lead you to that. Will get you out of victim mindset. Practicing non-reaction, doing relaxing practices, calmness practices, meditation and all that, they're going to lead you out of victim mindset. You're going to eventually get yourself into a constant solution mode, right? You're going to also be focusing on yourself and becoming your own source of happiness as well. But it starts with practicing non-reaction. Becoming stable in your energies, becoming very secure in your own energy. You'll always be able to catch it. Thanks, Desso. You'll be able to catch those moments quicker. That's what starts to happen, right? Like I want to say play around with it for a little bit, but you got to practice this for a while so you know when you're on the other side, when you're in the asking energy too much, when you're dropping, when you're starting to become a victim again. Thank you, Eve. And the more you practice relaxing, Eve, and the more you practice calmness and non-reaction, you start to catch that. You start to become very sensitive to energy, and you're like, oh, wait, there I go. I'm in the asking energy again. Let me calm myself down so I can get back into solution mode, back into receiving energy, allowing energy. You want to be in allowing 24/7. You never want to be in an asking energy, because you can be in allowing energy and still ask. Ask, you're led right to the next best thing automatically, right? You want to master that energy. You want to get out of the asking questions energy. Stop searching things outside. That's why the audios are good, because I say these things to you guys stop looking outside of you. Stop researching. Stop looking for more information. You don't need it. You don't need any of it. You just need to practice solution mode. That's it. I don't know what you mean, but what if they were wonderful to be around? Phrase, do you understand how this works, man? It depends on what you want. What are you asking for? You want a relationship out of this. You have to know you're moving towards it. That's all. But you got to focus on yourself. You got to be your own source of happiness. You got to feel good on your own. Plain and simple. You have to do these practices. When it comes to a relationship, and this is, I always say everything's a relationship, so it really goes towards everything. You gotta learn how to be happy no matter what's happening around you. It goes towards everything. You gotta learn how to be happy no matter what's happening around you. Guys, hold on 1 second. I'm getting a call. 1 second. I'm going to pause this real quick, guys. Sorry, guys. What if... Guys, just the questions alone, you're too focused on things outside of you. You really need to be alone with your own energy for a while. You need to do these practices. You need to learn how to be happy on your own. You need to learn how to be happy with where you're at. And with no matter what's happening around you now in your reality, there's enough in your reality right now to help you do these practices and move towards your goal, your manifestations that are already planned before you got here anyway. You're not doing anything to get a manifestation. You're just making the best of where you're at. You're really mastering these practices, releasing limitations in your current reality in this moment now. That's what we're doing. But with all these questions, it's so much outside of you energy, like focusing on things outside of you. Your attention is everywhere but where it should be, which is on you and feeling good on your own and being okay to be alone. Can you sit by yourself for hours and just relax? Be able to master that type of thing and say, I can do things for myself, right? Right now, I'm just going to take a little walk. Right now, I'm just going to clean my house, or I'm going to listen to music. You really want to be able to be your own source of happiness. That's what's going to really start to bring things in the best way possible for you. And honestly, that's what's releasing your limitations as well. Being by yourself for a little bit and relaxing and resting. And so when you're, just always remind yourself that when something is, you feel like somebody's rejecting you or ghosting you or ignoring you or breaking up with you, it's just saying, you know what? It's all good because I know how this all works. And I know that it's time for me to focus on me and becoming my own source of happiness and, empowering myself. Thanks, Desso. Hey, Narina. Ashley. I couldn't really give you an answer on that question. Mindfulness, I probably researched it back in the day, but it's probably just another thing to research. Just always remind yourself that this is way easier than people are making it. It's way easier than people are making it. It's way easier than you're making it, because you actually want to cut a lot of things out. You don't want to be researching anymore. Stop researching stuff. Get out of that. Make your TikTok, make your any type of social media you have, make it fun, make it light, make it funny. Make sure you're watching very light, funny, entertaining stuff. You're not researching anymore. Get out of that energy. Anything you want is done. You already planned it before you got here. You're not doing anything to get it. You're just releasing your programming. That's it, okay? You're only doing practicing non-reaction and relaxing. You're doing relaxing practices. You're practicing being in the state of appreciation with where you're at. It's very easy to do this. It's all you're doing. Don't keep asking these questions. You want to get out of that asking energy. You want to be in solution mode, because that's moving you towards what you want, and you want to practice that. But like I said, we got to practice it by doing these practices. So Sam, from my own experience, so by listening to Abraham and Bashar, you hear both sides. You did have a plan before you came here, but you still get to choose. And you are choosing as you go as well. We're unlimited. So you're growing and expanding even while you're here. You're learning new ways to do things as you're here because you're unlimited, right? But what I've come to realize, Sam, through my own experience, is that there was many things that I didn't ask for, that I never even thought of. But by doing these practices and not really knowing what I wanted, things started to unfold in my life that I could have never have planned. The reason why I know that there was a plan before I got here, it's very simple. You plan to live an amazing life. You plan to be free. You planned to literally love life and have fun here and enjoy every minute of it. But your limited mind right now can't comprehend that. And that's why I say, like, that's enough to know that I planned to live an amazing life. You did plan for that. We all planned for that. But yes, you do get to choose as you go, but you should not be specific with things, because when you're specific, you're limiting yourself. That's all. But yeah, so from listening to Bashar and Abraham, like Bashar says, you did have some sort of a plan, but you get to choose what type of way you go about it, right? But for me, I just known through my experience, there was many things I didn't ask for that kind of just came into my life. And it was never even a thought in my mind, right? With a lot of my TikTok stuff, I never thought. TikTok never crossed my mind, guys. TikTok, let me just tell you right now, never once did. I'm not a big social media person. I never really was. And TikTok to me was like I always thought it was like kids doing dances, literally. That's how much I knew about TikTok. And someone said, you should put your stuff on TikTok. And I was like, really, TikTok? And that's how that unfolded for me. But I never planned for TikTok. So through my own experience, I felt that. Like I planned. You plan a lot of this before you get here, but more so, you plan to live an amazing life. You did. We all kind of have the same intentions too. We from me, just working with people, and everybody's story is pretty much the same, and even just me on here with the same questions. Everybody has the same basic desires, right? We all kind of desire the same thing: live an amazing life, to do things we want to do, a partner to share your life with, to have amazing friends and family, to do what you want to do when you want to do it, that freedom, right? To have fun, great friendships. So we all love yourself, love your body. We all come with the same basic desires. But like he says, how you go about that is your choice. That's where you're choosing. But you are also it's also like I always say, Sam, it's also that you're creating as you go also. It's like you say, you ever hear looking through a catalog, and it's like, because that's how I look at TikTok. So being open up to TikTok is I start to see what I like more. Watching other people live their lives. Oh my God, I would love to live there, in the middle of nowhere, right? And you're like, that excites me. So it's to me, you're waking up to the things that you did plan before you got here. That's how I feel. I resonate with that. I never would have thought that I resonated with that, but I resonate with that, how they're living their lives, or this is happening, or that's, do you know what I mean? I know, Sally. I love it. I love TikTok because I'm very get to the point type of person. I don't I don't want to watch a whole thing. Just get to the point. And that's why I like TikTok. It's very quick and to the point. That's why if I follow people that I can watch their whole video, like, I know I like them because I'm picky. Like, if I don't like the first second, I'm out of there. I keep scrolling. I know, Sally, but I think that's okay. I think that's the way our world is right now. I've always accepted where we are. Even like with my kids, and people used to say like, oh, can you help me with my kids always going on video games? And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because I think we're just staying up to date with the times, and I think it's helping the kids. Whatever, like, I don't worry about that kind of stuff, technology and all that, and I think it's just the way it is today. So it's more about us adapting to those types of things, right? Like, TikTok can serve you or not serve you, just like life can. So my TikTok is all positive. It's all positive stuff. Probably not, Stesso. I usually only do one live a day if I can get to it. I'll try to switch up the times, though. I know sometimes I'm going to try to switch up the times a little, because I know some people are more available towards the nighttime. I'll mess around with that. But I am getting good, guys, at posting my lives on YouTube. So I think I'm up to date with all the lives that I've done in the past 3 days. They're on YouTube. So check them out if you guys get a chance. That's okay, Sally. I always say, like, I'm a selective listener. I always was. That's why I didn't do well at school. I didn't want to learn any of that. That didn't interest me. It's got to interest me. It's got to catch me. That's why Abraham sucked me in right from the beginning. I'm from Philly. But guys, this is a practice. Don't be hard on yourself. You start to get good at it. You start to become aware of, you get very good, and you're very good at just always being able to stay in alignment. You don't let things take you out of that alignment anymore. You do make that shift in time. You just got to keep practicing, relaxing and resting, and not entertaining things that don't serve you, being your own source of happiness, right? Practicing the state of appreciation. But again, do the relaxing practices throughout the day, where you're resting your face, dropping your shoulders, taking that breath out. So I was good at school, but I didn't do good in school. I was well behaved in school, but I didn't do good in school. I couldn't focus on anything that they were talking about. When did I go live? Oh, you mean today, Cece? Hi, Cece. I just went live. Oh, no, maybe. Oh, you know what, Cece? I don't even know. "49 minutes, it says. I didn't even know. It's just a fear-based belief system, that's all. A fearful thought. Remember, the thought itself, it won't manifest if you're doing the practice, sad. If you're doing the practice, sad, of just softening your body, even though it doesn't feel good, that thought doesn't feel good, right? If you're doing the practice, it's not going to manifest. You just got to allow it to pass by doing the practice, by softening your body, by resting your body. That's all you're doing. And the more you do that practice, sad, you're going to realize things aren't manifesting, and your life is getting better. That's why you just do this practice and this practice alone. Thank you, Sesso. Because you start to see your things working out for you. You're releasing limiting beliefs by softening your body. Always remember this, guys. What's meant for me weighs nothing. Bashar says this. I love it. What's meant for me weighs nothing. What's meant for me weighs nothing. So what do I do now? I practice getting light. I practice softening my body. I practice relaxing my body. Because guess what that's doing when I'm doing that? It's allowing everything that's meant for me to come in. Everything that's best for me to come in. And that's just going to be your practice forever. What's meant for me weighs nothing. Can I still practice non-reaction calmness while being heavily... Of course you can! Wait, honestly, Cece, that's probably something is that something you love to do? Is that something you love to do? I was just working out today. I just upped you know how I am. Like, I do like 7-minute workouts. And I was like starting to like trail off a little where I was doing it every other day. And I'm like, you know what? No, I kind of want to stick to it every day. I enjoy it. I enjoy working out and I like it. It's good for me. Like, I like to do it. And I just upped my weight. I just upped my weight today. And I was so funny because I was taking a break, but it let me know how much I do actually love it when I was doing every other day. I was trying to like get out of it. I'm like, no, it's something I like to do. I like to get up and do my workout, right? And then today I just decided, you know, I'm going to up my weight. I'm going to up the weight. It's for my sit-ups. So no, that's something you probably love to do. I also felt the desire to just start to walk again. I used to love to walk. Like brisk walk, right? Like walk fast. I used to love to do that. Like, I just love to just go out and walk. So no, that's probably something you love. It's like something you enjoy. Exactly, Bobby, right? To make that shift. Some guy walking with a huge bouquet of flowers to his car. You have to make that, you have to practice this for a while to know that it, like, to see and trust, wow, it's all working in my favor. You have to know what it feels like to be in solution mode, right? You have to know that it's always working out for you when you're in solution mode, no matter what. You got to make that shift. Like I said, it's only one shift that you're making, but you got to practice it because, again, you got to release that some of that programming we have first, which you're only doing that by relaxing. What if what relaxes us, like our hobbies, isn't related to our... Well, Diab, that's okay. Diab, you don't have to... That would be you too focused on your manifestation. You're not going to stop your life because you don't want to stop doing things you like because of your manifestation. That question sounds contradicting. Just live your everyday life. Just live your everyday normal life, loving your life. Everything will happen the way it's supposed to, guys. And I promise you, everything will happen the way it's supposed to. Don't be so caught up in that manifestation. It doesn't matter that you're thinking about manifestations. It just mostly matters that you're focused on this moment and doing what feels good now and being your own source of happiness. That's all. That's all. And just appreciating these moments now, because even when your manifestations roll in, guys, you still want to master this. You still want to master this forever. You want to always be in the allowing mode, always be in the receiving mode, always be practicing the state of appreciation, right? And doing those practices. Thanks, Cece. Hi, Kristen. Right, Kemi, every day I say, I just want to laugh. That's my request. My request is, I want to laugh today. I want to see funny things. It's always like on TikTok or something. Or maybe me and my kid, like my kids will come in and we'll just be laughing about something. Like, that's what I want. I like light, fun, funny. And that's moving you towards everything. Those types of things. All right, that one's a pinner. That one's a pinner. what Bobby said. It's that simple. It's literally that simple. We make much too much of this, as Abraham would say. Michelle, the only thing I would say to what you're just saying there is that means I got to focus on me more. I got to feel good on my own more. That's what that would be my answer to what you just wrote. Well, Stack, isn't this considered life coaching in a way? What I'm saying right now and just chatting with you guys? I mean, what else would you really need? Think about it. Like, I love, Bobby, I love when she says you could just put your feet in a warm tub of water and everything will manifest. I love that one too. She's so right. Thanks to Bobby, I never really knew what this state of appreciation was. Like, I'm a learn as I go type person. So like even gratitude, I always say I can't fake it. I never understood what the difference of gratitude and appreciation was. Bobby explained it to me. And I'm now really tapping into that because I asked. I wanted to know what appreciation is. And now I'm really knowing what it is. And let me tell you, it's the most powerful state you can be in. And it's so simple. It's so simple to be in a state of appreciation. Guys, this is so easy. This is so easy. Everybody's making this way more difficult. It's so easy. Once you know this now, once you know I'm unlimited, I can be doing anything I want. The answer is always yes. You're moving towards everything you want in this moment. Once you know that, once you got that part down, you're only practicing relaxing, which is non-reaction, and being in a state of appreciation, literally. And you can add some meditation, but meditation to me, that starts to become easy too. The more you relax, the more you practice non-reaction, the more you're calm and quiet. So it's like it all correlates, it all connects. But being in the state of appreciation is more powerful than meditation. So whenever I'm in that, now I'm really embracing those moments. I'm taking those moments in when I'm like so cozy and like I'm drinking something that I love and I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. Or you're eating that food that just tastes so good. That's appreciation. That is that state of appreciation. Hey, Claire! How are you, Claire? Oh, it's so cute, Cece. I just looked at it. So for me, Dee Dee, it's seeing it differently in that moment. If something's being shown to me that doesn't feel good in that moment, Dee Dee, I know to get calm. And I know to see it differently, like have compassion for whatever that may be, because not everybody knows this information. So I get calm, I get quiet, I don't judge the situation, and I see it differently. I have compassion for it. But what happens, Dee Dee, when you do what I just said, is you really won't experience that anymore. You can't match it anymore when you don't react to it, right? So I use it to my advantage to do the practice of staying calm and not reacting towards it, not judging it, right? And again, compassion is really powerful as well in those moments, because you know now that not everybody knows this stuff. The world doesn't know this stuff. People, places, and things, everything around us doesn't know this stuff yet. So we have compassion for those things. And the more that we stay calm and have compassion, you don't experience it anymore because you didn't react. And you're not shown those things anymore in your reality. That's it. That's all you're ever doing. That's all you're ever doing. Otherwise, you keep yourself there. You keep yourself there. Does that make sense, Dee Dee? All right, we're already starting the food. Claire started the food talk. I was starving before I got on here, and I was like going to get food. I was going to go to McDonald's, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm just going to let my drink fill me, and then I'll go get something or make something for dinner. I know, Kemi. I've always been a cozy person too. I've always been so excited to like sit on my couch and have a cup of tea. Like I was easy. That was easy for me. That was easy for me to be alone. It was easy for me. I like going out too, but I'm saying if plans ever got canceled, I was always like, oh, okay. Like it was so easy for me to just jump in my pajamas and, get cozy on my couch. I've always been a home buddy type person. And I say, like, it's not that I'm not social. I'm social, and always have a great time when I'm around people. But I can also not be around people. I could not be around people for the rest of my life, and I would be okay. And I mean, like, groups of people. Like, I could just be with just me and my kids, or just me and my family. Like, that's basically what my life was anyway. I know, Claire. I love it. I just like to be by myself. I like to be able to do what I want. Last night I made cookies. My kids are getting older too. So like they're teenagers now, and you know what? And they know how to be alone too. So they learned from me. They learned from me how to be by themselves. Like they're all different in their own way, and they're all awesome in their own way, but like they know how to be by themselves. But most of us have been programmed to be dependent on others, right? And dependent on needing things outside of us and seeking outside of us for all kinds of things. So the practice is these practices are really about learning how to be your own source of happiness. And then, of course, you're going to have these experiences with people, guys. It's not forever. You're not going to be a loner forever, right? But it's really teaching us all how to be our own sources of happiness, to know that we all have access to this energy flow. We all have access to source energy, right? Whatever you want to call it, source energy, God, higher self, whatever you want to call it, we all have access to it. But you have to practice it and know that you're always taken care of in that energy. You literally are always taken care of. But you got to practice it for a little bit to see that you don't need anything outside of you for anything. When I showed my son today all the stuff that I've done so far, he knows how I am. I used to ask him for help before I was really good at flow and solution mode. And he's looked at me. He was like amazed. And I'm trying to tell him, he's my oldest, how this works. Just feel good now with where you're at. Just know you're moving towards best case scenario. Like, I want them to be independent and have their own, like, things that they love to do and money be the byproduct. Like, I want them to know this stuff too, right? And like, he looked at me and he was just like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe, but it never was hard for me. It was all easy. It was one thing after the next happened. Even when I look back, I'm like, whoa, I really did all that. Like, I did all that. But it all, in the way it happened, was no effort. It wasn't hard. There was no hiccups. It wasn't me like, oh my God, this isn't working, or I can't get this site to work, or what. Never. I had zero. I was always relaxing and staying calm, and it was just coming to me the more I did that. And that's what I'm trying to explain to him and you guys as well. It's all about solution mode, 100% about solution mode. And you can't make a mistake either. You can't. And that's something that's very important to know, because once you know this, you're always moving forward, always moving forward. So even if, let's say, I reacted a little, it doesn't matter, because I know how this works. I know how to get back in alignment. So it doesn't matter if I react, because like I said, I know how to get right back in alignment. There only is this moment. What happened a second ago doesn't matter. It matters that I can relax and get back in alignment, right? And I think that brings a lot of peace to people, right? You know, Bobby, thank you. I'm not saying it like to be braggy or anything, because honestly, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that for me. It wasn't like, wow, look what I've accomplished. Like, it all just happened so, and that's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. It all happened so gradually that you don't look at it like that. It's not like this victory. Like when I was trying to get the thread through the needle, if you've watched my vlog, I was like, that's the hardest thing to do, to try to get that little string through that needle, right? And I said, victory. It felt like that. But it doesn't feel like that when you're doing these practices. It just like, everything just starts to come in, and it's just very natural. It's very flowy. You don't even realize it's happening, right? It's all just happening. Yes, Kemi, it does for some people. It does. Without a doubt. Right, Bobby? I know. Yeah, I've always been like that. You know, like, not, because, yeah, I know what you're saying. Take the compliment. Get in. Hi, Bruce. Exactly. Exactly, Claire. I literally can't see. The sun is so bright right now. You should see my car. I look like, what's that one TikTok? Don't be suspicious. I look suspicious. Wait, let me show you guys real quick. I got this going, I got that going, and because it's so bright. So, like, I have, like, all this shading in here so I can actually see. Hi, Aaron. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Bye, Kemi. Have a great day. Now, it was all good. Now I can't see again. Yeah, that one, Cece. It's definitely repetitive, right, Sally? I mean, Patricia? Definitely. Did you, Kennedy? Oh, man, I tell you, guys, I made the best cheesesteaks last week. You know what's so funny? I craved a cheesesteak for so long. And I was like, let me tell you, that was the best cheesesteak ever. But you know that craving completely went away? I thought I was going to want it the next day or want it again. And I'm like, you know what? To me, it was good. Like, I'm not craving it again. Where normally I would want it like every day, right? To where I would get tired of it. But I was like, I ate that cheesesteak. I was craving it for a while. It was delicious. And I was like, you know what? I'm not craving it at all again. I didn't go back to them. Like, usually we have them another day. Exactly. Rainbow colored smoothie? That sounds good. You know what I like? I like sherbet. Do you guys like sherbet? Does anybody like sherbet? Like, my kids don't really like sherbet. It's like orange creamsicle type ice creamish. I don't get it that often. I probably get it once a year, honestly. Hey, Nathan! I probably get it once a year. How are you, Nathan? But, I don't, you know why? I just don't think about it. I don't think about sherbet. But I actually really like sherbet. Now I feel like I gotta go get it. I like an orange creamsicle. Orange creamsicles are so good. Oh my God, they are so good. That's what it's all about, Nathan. Kickers? What are kickers? I know, Christine. Wait, Claire started it. Claire said dumplings, and that was it. It all went. I would say, you know when people say downhill is bad, I think downhill is good. Because downhill is like, to me, you know, they say, because uphill to me is like struggle. I know this is completely off topic, but when I say downhill, I mean it as a positive thing. Flow with the flow and go get that shirt. Oh, you know, Cece, you know I don't deprive myself, girl. You know I don't deprive myself. I will get that sherbet. I will get that sherbet. But I don't even think sherbet's from our programming. I don't ever think that was even ever really bad, wasn't it? Isn't sherbet like not bad for you anyway? Damn, I can't see a thing, guys. I literally can't see a thing. It's so bright right now that I can't. And I thought I got me a good spot because I always go where there's a tree and I can't see. Blinded by the light. And I will get my refresher. I got these popsicles. I can't see nothing, guys. I literally can't see. I got these popsicles. They're cotton candy. And I love cotton candy water ice. That's my favorite water ice. And they taste exactly like the water ice. They're like swirls. They're called swirls. Don't be mean to steal Claire's shine, but it was actually me that... Oh, you did, Cece? Okay. You brought up the dumplings? Honestly, guys, I've never had a dumpling. I don't think I ever had one. Aren't they, like, don't you dip them in, like, a sauce or something? Does it taste like cream soda? No. It's not, no. It tastes like orangey. Like a light orange taste, but it's like a very good cream. I used to love cream soda as a kid. I don't really like cream soda as much as I used to, though. Jeremy, by focusing on you, you gotta feel good on your own. That's how you're gonna move forward in your relationship in a positive way, Jeremy, is by you being able to feel good on your own, be your own source of happiness, right? No matter what's happening, that's how you are magnetic to the best version of your partner too, is by you being magnetic, right? By you feeling good no matter what, by you being positive. And I say that, guys, because that's my life. That's what I've experienced. Even, like I say that with my kids and anything that's around me. Everything will be drawn to you, just in life in general. So definitely, it's definitely about you, Jeremy. I can't see none, guys. Sorry. Am I different today, Tammy? Try the strawberry cream freeze at Taco Bell. Kristen, my kids always get that. Not that one, though. I got to try it. Strawberry? My son always gets the something freeze. Those freezes are so small. Like, he told me to get one of them for him, those freeze drinks. And I was like, this is a large? It's like this big. Well, Carrie, that's the thing. You're trying too hard. You're trying too hard. Because you're saying no matter how loving I am, you're trying to get that love by giving it too much. You got to bring that energy back to you, Carrie. You got to practice feeling good on your own. You got to make it just about you, Carrie. You're making it too much about things outside of you and someone outside of you. Trying to get that approval. When anyone says to me, like, oh, I'm being so nice, I'm being so loving, and they're just not loving me back, I know they're trying to fill a void. So it always comes back to you, Carrie. You gotta really get back to yourself again. And feeling good on your own and being your own source of happiness and filling up your own cup. Being able to be by yourself and sit in those lower energies. I know that doesn't sound fun, but you really got to embrace those lower energies and let them run through you and relax your body and soften your body when they come up. They'll pass. It's a limitation. It'll pass. And you'll feel better. And you just broke through a limiting belief when you do that. But you got to be consistent with that practice. Don't be so afraid of those lower energies. They're helping you. They're helping you in those moments. Hey, Jules. Oh, Tammy. I'm glad. When anyone like says that I'm funny on here, I always tell my kids, I'm like, oh, my TikTok friends think I'm funny. This process helps you practice focusing on yourself so you're ready to Exactly, Kennedy. Exactly. Because just remember, guys, this is all just an experience you're having. Like, literally, guys, I'm talking to, like, nothing. Because I can't see myself at all. And I can barely see. Like, I look like I'm talking to nobody right now. This is just an experience. This is just a fun experience you're having. It's supposed to be fun, right? But you have to really understand that it's just an experience that you're having. It's really about not taking it so seriously. That's part of our programming, that we started taking life way too seriously. So these practices are going to help you be more light about life, be more fun about life. And that's what's making you magnetic as well. When you're more light about life, when you're relaxing more, when you can be yourself and you don't give a crap what people think about you anymore. You don't care if you did something stupid. You don't care if you made a mistake. You can be light about life. You can be fun about life. That's making you a magnet. That's making you magnetic. That's making you start to see, wait, this is just a fun experience. There is nothing serious. I don't got to fight for anything anymore. I don't got to fight for my existence anymore. I don't got to defend myself anymore, right? You get out of all of that. You get out of all of that the more you do these practices. Oh, you're on vacation? I so want to do mocktails because like I don't have my drink every day with me. Like sometimes I'll get this twice a day. And I get a Coke a lot from McDonald's too, because I'm a brat and I like to have a soda. Like I like to have that. I have tons of drinks, but I like these. So I always say, like, I want to make something. I want to make a drink at home. But I never find something that I just love. It's always like, let me go get my refresher. Like, that was okay. Yeah, where are you, Nathan? Oh, staycation? So you're off. Okay. Oh, yeah. Nathan, I did think for a second, Nathan's never on at this time. Everyone keeps calling lately, and I keep thinking calm and quiet. Everybody keeps calling? Girl, Jules, did you ever hear my voice after a live? Sometimes I'll, like, you know, my vlogs, I'll say something after this live on my vlog, and I literally don't have my voice is gone. I lose it completely. Nancy, I love it. And I tried so many different drinks too. Like I've tried different things. I probably bought every single one of those like sugar packets in strawberry. They never taste like strawberry. None of them. Yeah, CC, it does. So, CC, like you said, it's starting to get easier to relax and lower energies. It does. You start to get to you don't experience that forever. They're just limiting beliefs. And you're always expanding. So you're always limited to a degree, but it's different. It's different. Like you're always in solution mode though, because you practice it so much. So those moments when they're heavy, guys, like that's just releasing a lot of old unfavorable stories that are very dominant. But you get past all that. That stuff disappears. It goes away. And you get past all the heavy stuff. That stuff that feels very heavy. And by doing the practices of being light, you're doing the opposite of what that story is. The story is heavy, right? It's just a limitation. It's just a limiting belief, and it's heavy. And you're softening your body. That's all you're doing. Eventually, you don't experience that anymore. It's not those moments where you're getting lost in this lower energy. You're not actually getting lost in it because you're softening your body. You're doing the practice, but it feels that way, right? It feels that way. That's why I always say you're always making progress. You're literally always making progress. I'm telling you, you're going to become so powerful out of doing these practices, so in control by doing these practices in each moment. You're always going to be catching those moments and knowing like, oh, I just got to relax. Okay, I'm in solution mode now, right? And it's just you're constantly in that solution mode. So just the word trying to me, unique. What are you trying to do? That's the thing. We got to let go of that. We got to let go of trying. Right? Like doing anything. You don't got to do anything. That's the thing. I can't express that enough to people. The reason why a lot of people stay in a doing energy is because they still think they got to do things to manifest. That's another cycle. Or they're still researching things outside of them to learn more, to understand more. And you keep yourself in that thinking because most people are, guys, most people are still in a doing energy. But you doing what you want, whatever you're manifesting in the best way possible for you, you're not doing anything. It's effortless. It's fun. It's exciting. It's freeing. That's why you're doing these practices now, and you're kind of not, it's not like you're putting your manifestations to the sides because they're all unfolding, but you're not focusing on them because they're just going to evolve in the best way possible for you. They're going to come in like little by little in the best way possible for you. But you need to make it about you and focusing on you and relaxing and softening and lightening and not taking things so seriously to get out of that asking energy. So when you say you should be okay with where you're at, do you mean we should enjoy where? Yeah, Cece, you are making the best of where you're at, right? Where you're at starts to get better, Cece. That's what happened for me. So at first it's like, you have to practice it. Looking around where I was at, I was not happy. But you got to make the best of where you're at. So I always explain it like, let's say you have a home that you don't love and you're like so frustrated by it. It's kind of falling apart in ways. You got to clean that up. You got to clean it up and make it comfortable as you can. And you got to that's why even with your money situation, you got to make the best of the no money. You got to learn how to know you're moving towards better and best. But yes, that's the practice. That's doing this the right way, is by really making the best of. That's what's going to move you towards more. That's what's going to keep moving you. That's what's going to help you master these practices as well. When you start to see things unfolding in the best way possible for you. So yes, you do. It's like allowing it to unfold the best way possible for you by making the best of where you're at. I love that one, Cece. I love that one. I love saying there's nothing I need to do. There's nothing I have to do. What do I want to do? That's a good one. Right, Jenna? We all were at one point. You know what I just said? You guys watched my story. I talked about how when you do these practices, like you are where you are, right? You do not align with affirmations anymore. Eventually, you don't align with them. You don't resonate with them. You can't do them anymore. You can't do affirmations. You can't do anything to manifest anymore. You literally can't. You get so good at this, and just in each moment you're moving towards what you want, and and you're starting to see it, and you're so good at solution mode and being in this energy that you're limiting yourself when you're doing that. And you don't have to do it. There's even effort in that. It feels like there's effort. So it's crazy. It's because this just clicked for me. Because I noticed I couldn't do anything even if I tried. right? Even if I kind of felt like I was going back to old patterns and I was trying to do, you can't. It's like almost makes you sick to even do those things to manifest, because you know you're limiting yourself. So that's what starts to happen. That's why I say you can't make a mistake. If you're doing these practices, you can't make a mistake. You are where you are. You're always moving forward. And okay, people say, can I do affirmations? Well, do whatever you want, but just be consistent with my practices, because you are going to stop doing those things. You will. Your body's going to reject them. You're not going to be able to do them anymore. Hi, Rob. I thought today I don't have to do anything but what I want to do, so... Right? I did it at work too, Jenna. And my work environment got a lot more easy for me, smoother for me, more relaxed. And again, eventually, like I said, you get pushed out of those environments if that's what you're manifesting. Yeah, they can't stay in your energy anymore. That's what I'm not kidding, guys. Listen, things don't, I always try to make people aware, and I try to explain this the best way possible, but things that don't match you anymore, when you're coming from a good place, compassionate, right? And you're sustaining, you're staying calm, you're staying pleasant in those energies, they can't stay in your energy anymore unless they adapt, unless they match you. They got to come to you on your level. So don't worry about these things that don't feel good to you. You got to use it to your advantage to practice compassion, calmness, and kindness, because I'm telling you, they can't be around you unless they are being that. That's how energy works. Everything's a mirror. Everything's matching you where you're at. Energy doesn't lie. We got to be honest with ourselves, though, right? So I'm telling you, the more you do these practices, it can't sustain your energy. So always remind yourself that I only got to come from compassion, be kind in these moments, relax my body in these moments, and just know that, not everybody knows this and understands this. And I just stay quiet, I stay reserved, and I'm sorry, but those things literally leave your life. They just have to, or they adjust and make the change to match you. But that's just how energy is. We can't change that about energy. You just want to keep moving forward to what's best for you. You don't want to be going back matching other energies, right? Because you feel bad or you feel guilty, or, because then you're depriving yourself of what's best for you in each moment. Right, Rebel? Right? They do, Grady. They do just go away. They do. You start to kind of watch it happen, Grady. You do. It's obvious. I'm not kidding. It's obvious. It's not like it's just some things in my life, stories that happened they happened out of nowhere. They just vanished because they weren't a super dominant story in my reality. But things that are in your life that feel like they've been around forever, people, places, and things, yes, unless they match your energy, they truly can't be in your energy. They have to be matching you. They have to be. If you're staying calm and quiet and you're staying in that kind, loving, positive state, they have to make the change, or they can't sustain your energy anymore. So that's why you got to make it just about you, and you feeling good no matter what, and you staying calm and quiet no matter what, and not needing people to be a certain way for you to feel good. You need to feel good no matter what, right? And you just keep moving towards everything else will just take care of itself. So don't worry about anything like that. But you'll start to see it. Things you don't see it that much, and you don't really see it at all in your reality. You don't. And that's how you know. That's how you know you are evolving, right? Because your experiences start to change. Your life starts to change. You just know you're evolving. You can take that step back and say, oh, okay, I can see what has come of this, right? Yes, exactly, Dina. It's exciting, and you should be proud of yourself. yourself for choosing to move forward, right? Choosing what's best for you in each moment. Hi, Adam. How's it flowing today? It's flowing. It's definitely flowing. Oh, Jules. It's so funny because my little doggy, my little girl, I call her my little girl, she's like got to be against me all the time. Like her body's got to be against me. Like she can't be by herself. She definitely has separation anxiety. She's never by herself though. Somebody's always home. But she'll go from my son to me, my son to me. I say like my one son, just he loves animals. They love him. But yeah, she goes from, and she's got to be like against me. Like she needs to be like touching me. Or if it's not me, she'll be with the big dog, my bigger girl. So cute. Flow with the flow. Yes. I always say that too. Like just literally go with the flow. Like it sounds so generic, but literally that's what you're doing. You're just going with the flow. Oh, I love that, Jules. I do not, I can't sleep with my dogs in bed with me. I can't. It's so funny because I could sleep with my kids in bed with me. I always wanted them in bed with me. I didn't start like that habit up. But when it came to the dogs, I don't know. I think it's because they're breathing and they like got to be under the blankets and I can't. I can't do that. Yep. Just exactly, Lily. You know what you know now. You know how this works. You know it's about you feeling good on your own and focusing on yourself and being your own source of happiness and building that's you literally building yourself up, right? By being your own source of happiness, being secure in your own, stable on your own. And yeah, that's it. You know how it works. Doing the practices, relaxing. I know, Linda. It's so freeing. You don't even realize you're being yourself, though, guys. Like, you know, like, that's why I say the word authentic. I love when people, that's my favorite compliment. When people tell me that, like, I'm grounded or something, like, stuff like that. Like, I love those compliments. But, you know, it's funny, like, saying you're being your authentic self, but that comes with this as well. Like, you just do. You're more comfortable in your own skin, right? You're not caring about what people think about you anymore, where I used to. I would be more like self-conscious, right? But you're not anymore. It just happens. It just happens over time. And I think it's because you're aligning with things that are truly a part of you. They're truly meant for you. That's why I always say you planned it before you got here. There's no doubt you planned it before you got here because, like I said, I was very like, I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. I just want to be free. Like I want to move towards whatever that means for me. And I wasn't very specific. And things just started unfolding for me when it comes to this kind of stuff. Now, granted, once I was opened up to TikTok, I did say, oh, that would be fun, or that'd be cool to do, or, oh, I want to make funny videos. And yeah, that was happening. It was unfolding for me. And it was just unfolding because I was good at being in solution mode. But you don't even realize it's happening, right? We're like Abraham says, you're always asking. You always have been asking. You've been asking your whole entire life. Like when someone's mean to you, you want them to be nicer, right? That's Abraham's, one of her famous lines. When someone's being mean to you, you're always asking. It's not about asking. You don't got to ask anymore. You don't got to set goals anymore. You've been doing that your whole life. You want to get out of that energy. You just want to be in solution mode and receiving mode. And that's it. Flow state. allowing. That's the shift you want to make, and you want to be in that energy forever now. You want to master that energy. Oh yeah, Cece, I'm so proud of myself. Did you get the most recent one? The live from yesterday? I'm doing good every day so far. But the only thing is I left. It takes a while for them to upload, and I had to go get my son. So, and I wanted to come grab my drink and do this live. So I kind of left the house. So I'm not sure if it uploaded. What's the difference between So, Thalia, the difference between depending on someone else for happiness, you got to practice this for a little bit. Let's say somebody, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say somebody's treating you and giving you everything, and they're calling you every day, and you're like loving it, and it's great, right? And then they just don't for a day or two, because say they got caught up with something, with work. They just got really busy. And you're like, oh my God, did I do something wrong? What happened? Do they not want to be with me anymore? That's when you're looking outside of you to feel good. That's when you're starting to make it conditional. That's how you know. So if somebody is giving you a lot of attention and then they stop and you get upset, then you're going back to old patterns if you get upset. But if you're able to go, you not even realize it because you're so busy with your own life, like, oh, I'm grabbing my drink, and you're just occupied and you don't think nothing of it. Like, oh, they're probably just busy. And you move on from it. Nothing ever comes of it because you know how to be your own source of happiness. And honestly, that doesn't really happen in a healthy relationship when you're fulfilled. It doesn't really happen. It doesn't get to that point where someone just doesn't call you for 2 days, right? When you're in a healthy relationship, you're not going to experience that. But what I'm saying is that's how you know when you're starting to make something conditional. Like, oh my God, they didn't buy me the food that I like the way I like it, right? That's when you're starting to become dependent on someone else to make you feel good, right? It becomes obvious. The more you do these practices, you know when you're being a little bit more on the needy side of things, right? So you'll get it. Good night, Tail. Are you going to bed, Tail? Oh, I love that, Nene. But that was a good question. I love that question, Talia, because it really gets me to dive into conditional and unconditional, and how we do that. We do this with everything. We do it with money as well. Like if you start making money, and you're like, oh my God, I didn't make that much this time. What's going on? Am I doing something wrong? You're starting to make it conditional again. That's when you got to take a step back and get back in the flow and get back into that allowing energy and know it's all working for your highest good. Everything's working for your highest good. You don't need to know the details of things. Just take a step back, start feeling good on your own, and it's helping you practice being in flow all the time. That's what it's doing, and not making things conditional. Not going back to old patterns where you need things to be a certain way outside of you for you to feel good. I can feel good no matter what's happening around me. I know how to be my own source of happiness. I am self-empowered, right? It's always going to come back to that. And you'll get better at it the more you do it. The more you relax, the more you get in that state of appreciation, the more you meditate. Meditate means take your time in the morning. That can be meditation, guys. Just get up and move in silence. Get up, get ready. Take your time getting out of bed. Give yourself time if you're working. Take your time, give yourself time to like move slow. Take your time getting ready, right? I'm going to pick this outfit out. I'm going to, take care of myself, right? It changes the whole momentum of your day. Sit and enjoy that cup of tea or coffee before you go to work, if that's where you're at in your life, right? Or before you do anything. Take your time. Really practice relaxing. Really practice flow, allowing you practice that energy. Right? See, that's my favorite. Showers, baths, sunshine, anything warm on my skin, my heated blanket. That's pure joy to me. Pure joy. Literally. Like, I'm not kidding. I love going in and out of the house. Like, I like when my house is cold and I go out and the sun's warm. That's why I love warm sunshine and a nice breeze. Like, that combo to me is like the best. All right, I'm going to jump off, guys. What was this, a Starbucks question? Is the Dunkin'? No. Oh, no. User, I've gotten that one. I mean, it's a preference thing. Some people may like the Starbucks refresher, but I don't really like it. I've gotten it because my daughter goes all the time, and sometimes, not all the time, I'll grab it just because. But to me, it's got nothing on this. I've had Wawa refreshers. I've had Starbucks refreshers. I've made my own refreshers. Nothing compares to this refresher. I'm not kidding. To me, but that's just me, guys. One day I'm going to make my own refresher. I'm going to invent my own refresher. What do you mean when you talk about solution energy? Well, that's all I talk about, Talia. That's all I talk about. It's helping you make that shift to always be moving towards best case scenario, and your manifestations and your best life is making that shift into solution mode. But you got to practice it, Talia. You got to practice it by relaxing, meditating. You're more so deprogramming your mind from limitations and limiting beliefs. And you gotta do the practices to get into that energy, to make that shift and stay in that shift. But just know, by doing the practices that I talk about, which is just relaxing, resting, meditating, moving slower, the practices, relaxing your face. You want to get into your body more. Get into your body. That is you in solution mode. That's you in the receiving mode. But again, you got to, being your own source of happiness, being in a state of appreciation. That's all the practices that help you be in that type of energy. That's what releases limiting beliefs, literally. And that's what's moving. It's all the same. It's all the same. It all means the same. Just more ways to explain it. But that's it. I got to get off because my daughter called me a while ago and she's like, "Could you grab me this?" And it's been a while. So I want to get off and get them what they need. And that's it, guys. Stay tuned for my vlog because I'll post it later. I have some time on it. My vloggy vlog. And I know, Bobby. I know. They're grown, but they still need their mom. They're not as much. They don't need me as much, but all right, guys. Let me get out of here. Imagine I didn't have kids. I'd be on live all day. All right, I'll post this one on YouTube as well tomorrow. Oh, that sun. All right, I can't see because the sun's too bright, but everybody have a great day. I love you guys. Bye.